How high of a bar is it for Bob Mueller and others doing these investigations in D.C., trying to seek an answer?
We don't know what evidence Mueller has in his hands yet, but one fact that jumps out, and maybe this is your Occam's razor reference, is that according to Don Trump Jr., he's in this meeting where these incredible allegations are made that the Clinton campaign is in bed with the Russians. And do they call the FBI? Do they call Preet Bharara's office and say, hey, we've been approached about this, and either it's true, in which case you should be investigating, or it's false, in which case there's another crime going on that you need to investigate? I'll be very interested to see whether or not Don Trump followed up by calling law enforcement. If he didn't, and if there are no other contemporaneous versions of what happened in this meeting, then perhaps that high bar will be met in this case. Too early to judge.
Brian, from the official statement from Don Jr., talking about taking this meeting with this Russian attorney, saying that the woman stated she had information that individuals connected to Russia were funding the DNC and supporting Ms. Clinton. Her statements were vague, ambiguous, and made no sense. Do you agree with Joyce that what actions Don Jr. or Jared Kushner or Paul Manafort made after that moment in terms of contacting the FBI or any other type of legal authority in a Preet Bharara will help exonerate their behavior?
No, I don't see why they would have a duty to contact the FBI after a meeting where this Russian came in and tried to bait and switch and wanted to talk about Russian sanctions. I mean, it seemed like a attempt by this Russian lawyer who's notorious for doing things like this. So I don't know if they had a legal duty to do it. I'd love to see the statute they allegedly violated. But again, the big picture is, what's the underlying crime here? We're talking about all of these alleged lies that these individuals have said in paperwork violations when they filed paperwork. But where's the crime? There is no alleged underlying crime here that
this really goes beyond
the Trump administration.
Hold on, Joyce, go ahead.
This goes beyond whether or not there was a crime, and it goes to the credibility of the people that we're now hearing these stories from. If they were, in fact, hearing allegations that the Clinton campaign was in bed with the Russians, your intuitive response, just as an American citizen, is to reach out to law enforcement, even if it's not true. You do that out of an abundance of caution. So if, in fact, they were not stunned by this, did not think it deserved a comment to law enforcement, I would be surprised. I think it would be an indication that perhaps this isn't quite the truth yet, and there are a few more steps in truth-telling before we get to the bottom of this story.
All right, again,